after all that death and destruction, we're in need of a little bit of light relief, in a way, and we have it in the form of The Dry, the comedy drama returning to ITVX for a second series on Thursday the 14th of March, and here is a clip.
We're here to be the best versions of ourselves, and it's a choice. Be a better sister, be a better daughter, be a better human. And yes, it takes hard work, and yes, it takes discipline, but you've got to keep trying and trying and trying every single day until eventually...
She like a bit of spliff, love. Takes the edge off.
Yep, so this is the second run for The Dry, and I liked it the first time round, and certainly the second. So this is set in Dublin. It's a comedy, although there are some sort of darker elements to it because, of course, the story revolves around the recovering alcoholic Shiv Sheridan, who's played by Royston Gallagher. And, you know, I don't know if it's arguable to say that, you know, we have, if you've got an alcohol or you've had an alcohol problem, you know, it's something that's it probably always stays with you to a degree of kind of, you know, making sure that you kind of keep it to one side. And although she's been dry and stayed off the booze for 7 months as we start this series, and she's kind of, you know, sort of getting her life, you know, under control to some degree. She's working at a college. There are still things that are sort of out of kilter for her. So she's a creative, she's an artist, but she's living with her dad and her mum, and their relationship is kind of, from the first series we know, is not great anyway, or it's certainly, she's kind of the, I suppose, the person who's ridiculously the most steady out of all of them at times, considering the scenario that she found herself in a few times. But she, this series sees her back, well, she's living with them, and it's not an ideal scenario, and not necessarily one that sort of is conducive to, I suppose, staying off the drink, because living with her parents might drive her exactly to that. And she knows that it would be easier if she didn't live at home. But at the end of the day, you know, she's got to, you know, find the cash to move out. But there's all this stuff going on around her. So where she could just sort of do with calm waters, she hasn't got that at all. So her mum's pretty brittle. She's got this new partner in the house. The dad is off doing things that he shouldn't be doing, but it's kind of threaded all the way through with some just when you're feeling really sad or a bit upset about the situation, suddenly there's just sort of a line that really makes you smile. And I think that's exactly what this does. It sort of takes you on the spectrum of emotion quite quickly. But this time we see that there could be some romance for Shiv, which is nice. It's a restaurateur, Alex, played by Sam Keeley, and he's also had a difficult upbringing and background. So, you know, that doesn't come without its problems too. So it feels like a real journey, and I think that they sort of leave these things relatively open-ended, so that I feel like this could just sort of, to a degree, run, because it's a real journey that she's on. Do you enjoy it, Ian?
Yeah, I think this is a really good series, I must say. And yes, do go back and watch Series 1 so you can get a handle on the backstories of all the characters and who they are. It's been described as the Irish Fleabag. I can see why people think that. I think there is a sort of seam of Irish comedy drama from the likes of, well, especially Sharon Horgan and Aisling Bea, people like that managed to very effectively combine really well scripted, believable comedy with quite sort of heart-wrenching sadness and you know, problems. So, I mean, they say that sort of the secret to a good comedy is that the characters must be trapped. And certainly in this case, Shiv is trapped, living with her mum and this dreadful new partner, Finbar, played by Michael McElhatton. He's a brilliant character, really nasty, scheming, cruel. And poor old dad, Tom, played by the wonderful Kieran Hines, is sort of living in the shed in the back garden. And yeah, episode 1, it is Shiv's birthday, so there's a sort of family get together which doesn't go that well. So yeah, I mean, I think if you like Sharon Horgan style comedy drama, this is really, really good and worth catching. And I love Rasheen in the lead role. But yeah, do go back and watch season 1, which is also available on ITVX.